Leading from Why: Human-Centered Leadership in an Age of Transformation. Leading from why means motivating people with purpose and trust to build resilient organizations and engaged workforces. What is leading from why? In his bestseller, Start with Why: How Great Leaders Inspire Everyone to Take Action, Simon Sinek proposes that focusing on purpose, the why of an organization, is what distinguishes great leaders and organizations from the rest. Conventional leaders often start with what they want to accomplish and pivot to how they will accomplish it, without ever asking the question, why does our enterprise even exist? Leading from why is the process of bringing a human-centered approach to leadership based on purpose and trust. The why goes beyond the reasons for business decisions. It defines what the organization stands for. Having a clear purpose motivates teams and animates companies. Deloitte reports that a deluge of AI-generated content, misinformation, and growing privacy concerns this year have made brand trust and purpose economic assets. The new report states that brands that can concretely deliver on their purpose will command loyalty and premium pricing and will build resilience. The benefits of leading from why through a clear purpose extend to the workforce. The Gallup State of the Global Workforce 2026 report finds that workplace engagement stands at just 20% of workers, costing the global economy $10 trillion in lost productivity. But the good news, according to the report, is that employees who feel their work is meaningful and helps others have higher levels of both well-being and engagement. In 2024, Deloitte called this effect the purpose premium, which has benefits that include better brand recognition, higher revenue, and greater employee engagement. In this article, we examine how to lead from why to motivate teams and organizations in an age of constant change. The benefits of leading from why. Leading from why helps leaders and organizations maintain their true north, as pervasive disruption generates constantly shifting new ways of being and operating. Individuals, teams, and organizations need to redefine leadership in more human-centric terms, with leaders reflecting on the why to inspire meaningful change. This is taken from McKinsey's 2026 State of the Organization report. The organizational benefits of this kind of purpose-driven leadership include 1. Increased employee satisfaction and retention. 2. Strengthened trust. 3. Improved decision-making. And 4. Greater adaptability and resilience. And compared with their peers, the report states, organizations that have purpose-driven, human-centric leadership enjoy double the success rate when undertaking transformation efforts. Building human-centric cultures. Leaders can no longer demand results with a command and control mindset, write the McKinsey authors. That won't motivate a workforce searching for meaning, connection, and growth. What is needed instead are leaders who can show humility, vulnerability, empathy, and resilience. Those qualities are the essence of humble leadership, which we examined in an earlier article. Here are 2 ways leaders can prepare themselves for human-centered leadership. Number 1, make time for reflection. The most successful leaders make time for reflection on their goals, their purpose as leaders, and how that purpose aligns with the organization. 2 in 5 leaders make time for reflection every week, and 2/3 make time every month. Number 2, fearless learning. The shift to human-centered leadership requires personal growth and development. Leaders who learn openly and model curiosity help themselves and their organizations develop the growth mindset needed in times of transformation. How purpose replaces control. When leaders develop purpose-driven, human-centered leadership, the result is a decentralized model in which teams and frontline employees take responsibility for making decisions, not just executing them. Purpose becomes the glue that holds the organization together. Writing in Forbes, author and CEO Brianne Olson maintains that the traditional top-down leadership model can no longer keep pace with today's challenges. Today's most effective leaders aren't those with all the answers, writes Olson. They're the ones who know they don't have all the answers and who can confidently rely on their teams to fill in the gaps. Filling in those gaps starts with purpose. A report published in the MIT Sloan Management Review identifies 3 elements needed to build a purpose-driven organization. 1. Team discourse. The first element is an ongoing discourse between leaders and teams. Regular discussions about company purpose and how it benefits both clients and team members are key. Leaders need to listen at least as much as they speak to ensure effective communication with their teams. 2. Relationships and trust. A second element needed for a purpose-driven organization is the quality of relationships between leaders and teams. Trust, mutual respect, and fairness are the foundations for high-quality relationships. According to the report, leaders need to ensure that their management style is consistent and impartial. 3. Employee autonomy. A third element for building purpose is employee autonomy. Employees who are given broad discretion for making decisions based on clearly defined goals deliver better outcomes than those given little discretion. Once the organization is clear on its why, the how can be left to team members. Leading from why to build well-being. Leading from why is good for energizing the workforce, which improves the bottom line. In a May 2026 article for Forbes, sociologist and author Tracy Brower writes that purpose-based leadership can contribute to employee health and well-being. People have a sense of purpose when they feel like there's something bigger than themselves that matters, and when they can make a unique contribution to it, Brower writes. What engages employees is knowing how their work contributes to outcomes for other people. These are 5 steps that leaders can take to build purpose and well-being in the workforce. 1. Articulate purpose clearly. Beyond engaging in team discourse, leaders need to be educators and advocates of purpose. When people clearly understand the why that's driving the organization and their own link to that why, they feel connected and engaged at work. 2. Align work with purpose. Leaders also need to ensure the work contributes to the bigger picture. They need to have conversations about that fact with their team members. Leaders can help members connect their efforts with those the organization serves. People are also happier when their leaders show strong morals, a clear vision, and commitment to stakeholders, according to research Brower cites conducted at the University of Sussex. 3. Build connections. As AI and technology use increases, human connection tends to decrease, which makes people feel lonely at work. This negatively impacts employee retention and profitability. Leaders can create a sense of camaraderie in their teams by emphasizing common interests, shared goals, and working together. Increasing the sense of purpose has also been shown to decrease loneliness in clinical studies reported in Frontiers in Psychology and the Journal of Affective Disorders. 4. Promote learning. Leaders who promote learning and development build purpose in the workforce. Brower points to a study reported in the Journal of Positive Psychology finding that learning and using new skills acts as a buffer against feelings of disconnection and reduced life satisfaction. Organizations with a learning culture, which makes growth a core value, have a natural advantage over their competitors. 5. Recognize progress. Leaders had a key role to play when they recognized genuine progress by their team members. A 2007 study asked 12,000 workers to compare their best days at work with their worst days. The two most important contributors to their best days were a sense of making progress with their tasks and feeling connected to others. Leading from why has benefits for leaders themselves, for their teams, and for the organization as a whole. When leaders build trust and purpose, the result is resilience and well-being that powers transformation. If you'd like to learn more about leading from why and human-centered leadership, please contact us.